Hi, I'm Mallory from the North Lake County Public Library, and today I want to share with you my addiction to jewelry making. It started when I was young. I am attracted to anything shiny, sparkly that catches the light, and so it was a natural progression to start jewelry making, and I've been doing it now for about 20 years. So today I'm going to show you how to make a memory wire bracelet and just the basic tools that I use. So here we go. Okay. So we're getting ready to start making our memory wire bracelet. You're going to need some beads of your choice. I like these mixes. They're not very expensive, and then you don't have to worry too much about your pattern. You can just put them in a small dish. They will bounce, so a little dish or a piece of soft fabric will hold your beads for you. You want to work on a good surface. You're going to need memory wire. It comes in different gauges. For this project, I'm going to suggest you use a 14 gauge, which is very small in width and very pliable. It's great to start with when you're beginning. It comes in varying diameters too, so if you wanted to make toe rings or even a choker, you could, but today we're going to focus on a bracelet. So this is 14 gauge, and I have some basic jewelry tools here. This is a jewelry grade wire cutter. These are really handy. You want to make sure they're good and sharp. You'll begin to see some indentations in them after you've used them a while. These are round nose, needle nose pliers for making curves in your wire. And then this is just a flat nose jewelry plier. So to get started, you're going to take your material and you want to measure your wrist. And the best way to do this is to actually use your wrist or the person you're making it for, and you want to make sure that the ends are going to both be at the bottom so that it has a nice finished look and you don't see an end poking out when you're done. So once you've determined the length you like, I like to usually go around about 3 times, then you can take your wire cutter. Make sure you always have your glasses or your safety goggles on. And then kind of put your finger where you want to make the cut. And then just go ahead and snip it off. There we go. Alright, then once you have the cut length that you'd like, you're going to take one of the ends and your round nose, needle nose jewelry plier, and you're going to brace it against your finger and go as far to the tip as you can, because you're going to get a smaller loop by doing that. Brace it against your finger. Just make it nice and round. It'll take practice to get a nice loop there, but that's no problem. And if you need to, you can use your flat needle nose to just close off that loop. You want to make sure that it's flush so that you don't have any wire poking the person's wrist that's going to wear this bracelet. So I like to use these little seed beads, and then I like to throw in larger beads. I usually use glass or gemstones, but you could use plastic if you're working with kids and you just want to get practice. Those are always lovely too. So I vary my patterns. You could go totally random. You can do a numbered pattern. I like to keep it simple, so today we're just going to do 3 seed beads to a larger bead. And these mixes are nice because they have metallic, they have translucent, they have opaque, so whatever your favorite is, you can either sort them out or just use them as they are. And then I'm going to put a larger bead on. I do want to let you know too, if you get a bead that doesn't have the hole properly drilled or it's not going to fit around your wire, don't fight it. Glass beads will break when you're working with them, and you don't want to put stress on the bead. That's just going to make your life harder later on if you get your piece almost finished and one of those beads just has too much stress and cracks. So I'm going to add another 3 small beads. I like to vary opaque and translucent. That's my personal preference. Add a large bead, and you can keep going till the length is the way you like it. The other nice thing about working with these materials is that you don't need to be perfect. And if you get to a point and you don't like how it looks, you can just take off the beads and try restringing them. It's very, very simple to do. So we'll put that one aside, and here's one that I've almost got finished. And as you can see, if you get interrupted, you can use something to stop the beads from coming off your wire. I use these little paper clasps, or you could use tape, or you could even just put a quick bend in your wire with one of your tools. But we're going to end this project the way we started. We need to make a loop again. So I'm taking my smaller gauge round needle nose pliers. I'm going to use my finger to hold the last bead in place so it's not loose. I'm going to go to the end of the plier as much as I can because that'll be the smaller loop. Go all the way around, and then I'm going to use my flat nose plier to close that off. And there you go. These bracelets, you can make many in an afternoon. They're great Christmas presents. My family all has their wardrobes of bracelets. I brought a couple of examples to show you. If you like more delicate, you can use beads that are almost flush with the wire in diameter. You can use any variety of color you like. If you want something chunky and bold, these were really big glass beads, and I just went a really longer length, so it's a real dramatic piece. Here's another more subtle one. Here's one that probably one of my favorites. It was totally random. I just took beads from the same color palette, and I didn't have a pattern at all. I did want to mention these are beautiful agate beads. I'll use them for a different kind of bracelet or a necklace. But you wouldn't want to put a bead that's this long on memory wire because that bend that's in the memory wire would stress a bead like this and it would crack. It would not last for you. If you want to do something with that kind of bead, you can do it. You can certainly make a bracelet. Here's one that I made. This is just on a really fine gauge beading wire. And then when you get finished with this one, you have to do a lobster clasp or a different kind of clasp instead of the memory wire. But that's the basics of a memory wire bracelet, and I hope this starts your own addiction to jewelry. Have fun. Bye.